Hello everyone and welcome back to Zoo Crafting! I am Zookeeper Siri and I am so excited to show you what we have done today. So we are still working on some of the details and these smaller interactive exhibits around the entrance of our zoo, and things are turning out amazing! So if you guys remember, in the old world in season 1, we used to have NPCs who would populate our zoo, and they were people who were based off of you guys, the viewers, either through internships where people had donated to help out the zoo, or through the random coining some jobs videos where you guys got to throw your name into the hat and be picked from the random generator in order to become an NPC. And we've finally started to bring people back in like that, which makes me so excited. It makes the zoo feel so alive to have the NPCs walking around and to have the people having a good time and to be able to talk with the NPCs and they can tell you about their animals. And today I am very excited to introduce to you guys not only an amazing statue, which you're going to see in just a minute because it turned out awesome, but also 2 new bird trainers to help work with our tree of talking birds so that eventually those birds can learn how to say different words, maybe talk about themselves a little bit, and be one of the first interactive exhibits that people can see when they come over here to Zoodesia, which is so exciting. Just imagine all the future interactive exhibits: digging for seashells, looking for clams, being able to dig up fossils, beating some of the animals, doing artwork. It's going to be awesome. It's really going to be awesome. But just so you guys know, so we don't have like lots of people upset in the comments, these 2 people were chosen by the random generator. That's how we always do it. Unless you are an intern who donated, then you are chosen by the random generator so that we keep it as fair as possible. So we have 2 new bird trainers and I'm very excited to introduce you guys to You guys ready? You guys ready? Rhiannon and Guillermo, which I probably butchered your name, and I'm really, really sorry about that. Oh, and it looks like I need to fix his collar a little bit, but let's see. Guillermo? Dang it, I practiced, I looked this up. In my defense, I failed Spanish on a college level 3 times before I had to admit that I just had to wait till I could learn Japanese. But he will actually speak Spanish with some of our birds, so he'll interact with them, tell them how beautiful their feathers are. He'll tell them, like, do you want to learn how to say the word nut, so that they can learn how to say nut and then get a nut. And Rhiannon here will also do the same thing. Rhiannon? I'm just gonna... so embarrassing. Lillian's so embarrassing. I'm so bad with names. I'll tell you guys a secret. When I used to go to like big family gatherings, I forget people's names really easily and I'm not able to pronounce them very well because it's very difficult for me to pronounce some things. And so I would just get into the habit of calling everybody cousin. Like, it didn't matter if they were my 3rd cousin. It didn't matter if they were like not even related. You were just like, hey cousin, how you doing? But I can remember people's pet names, no problem. Oh, it's such a bad thing. I'm so embarrassed. But I am so excited to welcome them to the zoo. And the dogs just teleported down here because you guys are goof buckets. Goof buckets, all of you. So I decided they could hang out. And like Sunflower is still here because she's so helpful with flying us back and forth. Oh, and you almost got a peek at the peacock statues there. But yes, so Guillermo and Rhiannon are here and they are going to talk to the birds, and they are also able to talk to us. So if you come up and speak with them, then they will tell us a little bit about the birds. They are really loud, but screaming is natural for macaws. That's how they communicate and play. And then if you come over, let's see. Most macaws nest in the holes of trees or in earthen banks and sides of cliffs. And anything else? These birds have a broad diet, but it is mostly fruit, nuts, seeds, flowers, leaves, and sometimes snails and insects. That sounds wonderful. Oh, I just love it. So you can keep talking to them. Macaws in the wild do most of their eating in the morning when they search across miles for fresh fruit and nuts. But yeah, you can talk with them and they will try to like go up and train the birds, and eventually these guys are going to start learning how to say different words or different phrases. So it's going to be really fun to come back in and check on the birds and see how they're doing, and check on these guys and see how they're doing, which is just so fun. And there's another little hidden Easter egg because right over here is one of the birds' fruit bowls, and I realized how much fun would it be if you could go around and you could bring them some fruit. So it'd be like you were feeding the birds. So if you come over to this fruit bowl And let's see, I have to get it just right. Let's see, I have to just, there we go. There we go. So if you come over to the fruit bowl, you can add fruit to the fruit bowl. Look at this. Isn't this so cool? So if you have any fruit on you, then you can go ahead and turn it into Zookeeper experience points. And as you guys know, here in this zoo, you can turn those Zookeeper experience points in for a paycheck at one of the ATMs, or we're going to have like little stands that'll be around the place where maybe you can get like special items. Like maybe eventually I'll be able to figure out how to make like a Zookeeper outfit that you could wear on top of like your normal clothes. So you could like earn a Zookeeper hat, or you could earn like the Zookeeper like tunic or the Zookeeper pants or the Zookeeper boots, and then you would have like special stats maybe so that you don't take damage as easily. Kind of like wearing a Kevlar vest to go in with the lions or something like that. That would be fun. Or to be able to turn it in maybe to like adopt one of our animals. So you could turn in the Zookeeper experience points to be able to like maybe get a egg from the Egg Research Center, because clearly if you help take care of the animals here in the zoo so that you have lots of Zookeeper experience points, then you are worthy of being able to adopt one of the animals that we have. So I think that would be really cool. There's lots of different things that we could give to people who come here and work on the experience points, and you could also just turn them in for money so that you can buy all sorts of delicious things from the various food stands and gift stores and little kiosks we're going to set up everywhere. I am so excited about this. I know it looks like a small detail, but this is what brings the zoo to life, and I love it. I love it so much. So welcome, you two. Welcome. I'm so excited the random generator picked both of you. Rhiannon is the woman who was picked because she was a zookeeper in the old world. I think she worked with the lions, and she's now asked to be reassigned over here so that she can be with the birds. And then I know that Guillermo, and I'm gonna butcher your name every time, and I'm so sorry. I might just call you G for a while. I am so embarrassed. Like, I'm blushing so hard. I can feel my face burning because I just struggle with pronouncing some things, and it's never more embarrassing than when it's somebody's name. But he was picked from the random generator, picking from among 200 comments. 200, which was amazing, and it made me so excited to do this more often so that we can have more of you guys alive and active and roaming around the zoo and helping us out. So look how cool this is. People are going to teleport in here. Oh, thank you so much for the feather. I'm suddenly waving a feather around in the air. Thank you for the feather, Sunflower. Yep, Sunflower. All right, let's walk over here. I don't want to show off the statues just yet, but they'll teleport in and they can come out, and then there's an interactive exhibit with people and birds and things happening and sounds and the experience of working with wild animals straight off the bat, which is just so cool. All right, and now for the other really awesome thing to show you guys. So I went ahead and I experimented with the NPCs and turning them into statues like I said I was going to, and ta-da! I think it turned out amazing. Look at this. Look at this. I positioned them. You aren't really able to pose them, but you can kind of position them because I wanted his tail to go up, but his tail is not going to be able to go up. You cannot interact with them. So this isn't like, you can't come up and be like, talk to the statue, though. That would be kind of cool with some of the things if they like had a little speaker and you could interact like with the statue and it just like has speaker options and you can talk to it. That would be kind of fun. But I also put down some of the little divincing blocks so that we have a proper border around the statue base. It turned out really, really cool. I'm really, really happy with it. And it just looks awesome over here. The tall ferns turned out much nicer than I thought they were going to be because they just kind of add that perfect poofiness to sort of fill up that backdrop. Kind of like all the tall ferns that we use in, let's see, kind of like, like the scaly tree fern and the sword fern, or the ostrich fern that we use in the other exhibit. So it actually turned out really nice. And actually, when I was researching how zoos decorate their entrances, I actually discovered, I think, the Como Zoo in Columbia. And it's not in Columbia, Missouri, which is where I grew up, because we call that place Como. But it's another zoo in Columbia in the United States. I don't remember which state, though. But they had a whole bunch of greenhouses, and they had one greenhouse that was called the Fern Room. And it's full of nothing but ferns. And I totally want to have, like, a greenhouse that just looks elegant, like it was made out of marble, and it had like just the glass looked really awesome, and then it was just ferns everywhere. And I want to have the fern room. I want to build a fern room because then we could have somebody actually sell us some ferns so we don't have to go around like completely destroying local ecosystems by taking all of their plants. I think that's much more sustainable of an idea. And when we start getting those kinds of greenhouses and shops set up here in Zoodacia, I think that's going to be really, really good, because then it'll feel like you can do work, like this is a community. You can can come here, you can do some work, you can gather up food for the birds, come over here, trade it for Zookeeper experience, turn it in for money, like trade it for ferns from the greenhouse, and then pop back over and use them however you need. It's going to feel like a whole community, and that's really what we're going for. So that's what makes me so excited to see these guys. So huzzah, huzzah puppies, work is being done. And I'm just so excited because we still have to work on the interior, of course. But then when you come out, like already we're starting to see progress. It's like professional looking. It's so nice. We're going to have little statues, and people suggested doing like statue fountains. We're definitely going to have statue fountains in the future, divincing pieces to float on top of the water, kind of the way we did with like those lily pad pieces down there. Oh, you can't even see the wisteria. You can't see our wisteria from this far away, but that's okay. But yeah, I want to work on those pieces. So just making the area look more professional is really getting me excited. I feel like everyone was right. A lot of people were saying, Siri, we should just work on building up the paths and making each connected area look good to each other. And I agree, because it's just something about walking down a completed section of the zoo fuels you to want to do so much more. So on that note, we're going to work on clearing away these trees and the mushrooms, delicious mushrooms. And we're going to do that because we are going to be planting some of the donated trees from the old world along here. Oh, it's Win! Good morning, Win! And yeah, we're going to be planting some of the donated trees along here. And then down here, I want to have, I'm thinking, Cracker Jack Shack. Should we have Cracker Jack Shack right here? Because I think it would be really cool to have Cracker Jack Shack right here. Or should it be like a little gazebo looking over the river? Because the river is very pretty. Or should it be both? Or should we put like a bridge right here too? Because this would be a good spot to build like a little bridge to go across and be able to see what's on the other side. But that would be like, oh, there's so many. See what I mean? Just working on the path, we've got plenty to do. So we're going to clear away these trees really quickly, even though it makes me a little sad, but we need to terraform the area. And I've had a lot of people, and if you're among the people who want this, then let me know. But I've had a lot of people say they want to see more like building, which is this. This is like the clearing away of things and the putting up of things on camera. And if that's you, then let me know, because sometimes I get people complaining about it. Like they don't want to see it. They just want to see the finished product. Sometimes I get people who want to be in on it. So it really helps me just to know what you guys want to see and what you guys want to do. Because I love sharing Zoodesia and all the lessons we can learn with you guys. Oh, it's just so much fun. All right, so there's some little saplings. I think I'm going to need to put some of these. Oh my gosh, there's so many. I'm going to put away a couple of these safari nets. Oh, I have so much Zookeeper experience points. That's awesome. All right, I'm going to put these away. Let's see, violets. These things can all go away. These can go away. These feathers. So many feathers. Why? Oh, I guess I should just have somewhere that could like sell the chocobo feathers. Or do something with the chocobo feathers, because you can actually make like the chocobo armor. So maybe we'll make chocobo armor and like sell that like under their chocobo tree. That might be a good idea. But yeah, if you guys are some of the people who are really into like watching as we just kind of clear away the trees and put down the dirt and get everything set up, and look at how cool that is. What the heck is this? What the heck-a-doodle are you? This comes with the better foliage thing. I think it's just like coral and stuff like that. Well, this is a little river, so we don't need you, but oh, look, they have tiny little like seaweed things coming up. That is so cool. And there's a little apple bobbing around in there. Huh, we can turn the apple in for Zookeeper experience now. So noted. So it looks like, was that another zombie? Okay, just checking. But it looks like if you have dirt with the better foliage mod, then you get like this nice little tiny growth of greenery there. And if you have sand, then you get these really cool looking coral pieces. Huh. Well, we'll have to investigate that a little bit more. But yeah, let me know. Let me know what you guys are into, because it's all about sharing the adventure together. And when we do daily adventures, some days are more exciting than others, but we're always there for each other. And we're always excited to learn more about the natural world. Like I was so excited to research more about the macaws, to prepare for adding in our bird trainers and learning their beaks have a bone inside of them, you guys. Or not their beaks. That sounds so silly. Of course their beaks. The beaks are bones here. Moving on. Their tongues. Their tongues have a bone inside of their beak. And that lets them kind of like move their tongue around really well. Kind of like how we move our fingers around, to be able to really stick their tongue in and pull things out of little crevices like the snails that some of them eat. Or to really like reach inside of piece of fruit that they've bitten into and dig out all the good stuff. And that was just so awesome. And look at how tiny this looks already without those trees. And I'm going to have to do some terraforming. And then the idea is that you can come down here and walk among maybe a few trees that we've planted. And I don't quite know how we're going to make this like a gentle slope. I might just have to put up like a little hedge fencing and make it a nice, gentle, easy slope so that you just hit here and there's like a hedge fence so you don't go into the little river. So that would be nice. I also need to fix my little waterfall. It looks like it's getting clogged up somehow. All right, so let's go ahead and see how many mushrooms we get, because I don't know why. I just love collecting the mushrooms. They're adorable. They're just adorable. All right, come here, little guys. You guys have been growing and spreading for ages now, and there's little like pitcher plants, adorable pitcher plants. We should have a whole area for pitcher plants over at the wetland spot that we're going to be making. That would be really fun, because over on the other side, I have to go show it off. Oh, we can have a whole area for mushrooms in the wetland spot. That would be really fun too. But down here, when we start making this area look more tamed and professional, but also still full of nature, this is where we are going to start putting in some wetlands. So I'm going to make this area look like it's full of reeds and cattails, and hopefully we can get some of the birds or some of the other mobs who would really suit the area for like if we were showing off wetlands creatures over here. All right, let's clear all these things out of the way. A little bit of rubber tree, a little bit of this. Oh, Siri with the axe. I'm just so excited. I'm just like clear cutting everything because I'm like, it's time. Like, see, here's the pitcher plants already. So maybe even changing up the soil type that we have over here so that we can really make it look like a really pretty wetlands area that you can walk down into, and also make sure that we can have the entrance, one of the secondary entrances is down here to where we're going to have like our little subway or the little like underground information center for the entire like zoo entrance, because it's going to be a multi-story zoo entrance. It'll go up eventually, and it's definitely going to go down too, so that you can kind of, and the people had the idea of doing the roots of this tree to spread throughout the zoo. So when you ride the little subway carts, it'll be like you're riding on the roots of this tree for a while. And I thought that was really, really a cool idea. So, all right, is that all my mushrooms? Nope, still got some mushrooms over there. I'll leave a few. I do like collecting up the mushrooms now and then because, you know, mushrooms are really cool. They're delicious. Oh, I've got some mushrooms in my fridge right now that I could cook. Oh, that would be good. That would be good. Maybe we'll make some delicious mushroom meals later. And Pam's Harvest Craft updated, so we're going to have to add that in and see what we do. There we go. So I'll leave those two, and they can just propagate to their heart's content, and we'll gather up more mushrooms in the future. And then pretty soon, maybe Sunday, I will bring you guys over here at night, and I will show off the zombie skeleton cats that spawn from this thing. And then we will pick up the grave, and we will find a new location for it, because this is not safe at all to have anywhere near where our guests could be, because there are so many like undead cats that start spawning from there. So that will be something we look into pretty soon as well. But tomorrow we are actually going to be decorating the house for Christmas, and maybe like making some early Christmas presents for our friends, maybe a bunch of cookies and things, doing a lot of cooking and stuff like that. It'll be so awesome. It'll be so awesome, guys. Oh, and then we're also going to be looking into making some toys for the birds by doing the DecoCraft toys. And I thought that was really cool. And there's a lot of other people who have birds and animals. So I was thinking, and this is a secret. Okay, so don't tell the other zoo crafters, but we could make a bunch of toys and take them to our friends as presents for their animals, as enrichment items for their animals. So that would be so much fun. And look at this. It looks so much better already cleared away. So if you guys are okay with that kind of like slower pace stuff where you're going to see like the clearing away of things and the building of things more manually, then let me know. Because really in the end, like the fact that you learned that macaws have a tongue, well, they have a bone in their tongue. There we go. Today is what matters to me the most. Just sharing the daily adventure. Some days more exciting than others. Some days more filled with detail work. Some days more filled with animals. Some days more filled with adventures. Some days, not really often, but some days in the future, filled with mining. The whole point is just that we're able to share the adventure together. And that's really so precious and awesome to me, and I just can't wait to share more of the zoo with you guys. And I will see you all tomorrow when we are going to be decorating the house for Christmas, and we are going to be hopefully making a bunch of toys for our friends. So I'll see you guys then. Bye bye.